53 is also 53. No, 53. 50, no, not 53. I was reading 56. I was like, oh, there was a question. Okay, sorry. I was reading 58 says, give reasons why banks might not announce their APY on a loan they would make to you at a given APR. What is the bank's APY on loans they make for 4.5% APR? So I think if you start with that and say change that to an APY, then that helps you see the reasons why. That's kind of what I was trying to get you to think about yesterday, of why would you do one versus the other? Why would a company advertise one over the other? And so in this one, it doesn't tell you what the APR is. So we could say monthly, we could say quarterly, whatever you want. What do you want to do? Quarterly? They tell us the 4.5% APR. We're going to do just like on our notes yesterday, we're going to convert it to an APY, which is one time a year. So let's do this. Most of the time, loans are paid monthly. So let's do this monthly. And let's say, what would that be if it was just one time a year? What would be the comparable APY? And so remember that every time you just take this formula, and then 1 plus R, 0.45, divided by 12. And we're just going to do it for 1 year, so just to the 12 powers. So we're just going to compare it for 1 year, so 12 times 1. And we set that equal to, what if I only paid interest once a year? What would be the comparable rate? So the first power. And yesterday we did one with 8,000, and we worked it out. And I just want to show you that every time, it doesn't matter what you start with, because every time that principal amount will just divide over. And if you choose 1 year, every time this is just 1 plus R. So all you have to do to convert an APR to an APY is work out the APR with 1 year, and then just subtract 1 over, right? Because I just got to move that over. So I'm just going to do this on my calculator. 1 plus 0.45 divided by 12 to the 12th power, and then subtract 1 from that. And you should get what the APY would be. Really not that much different. There are a lot of decimals there. Did you do it all in the same thing, or did you do it in 2 steps? So that's not much difference, but to answer the question, why would a loan not advertise the APY, but they would advertise the APR? Because if you're taking a loan out, you want the lowest interest rate, right? Because you're paying extra money for the interest. So it would make sense that they would advertise the APR because it looks lower, right? Where if you compared it to the APY, then it looks higher. And so depending on what they're trying to do, if they're trying to make you borrow money, they're going to advertise a lower amount. If you were going to invest money and you're making money off the interest, they would advertise the APY. And so it's something to kind of think about when you walk in to a bank. Sometimes there's a big sign up advertising like interest rates for different deposits, CDs and IRAs. It's kind of interesting to see that sometimes they have the APY, sometimes they have the APR. But for a loan, the APR was lower. So that's why. And that was the one question here that talked about APY. Other questions? If you're still having calculator issues as you do these when you work on your worksheet today, that would be a great time to talk about what work with your calculator. Make sure you're using the calculator that you're using on the test. Remember, the calculator part of the test isn't until Monday, so that would be the day that you want to make sure you understand how to do that. Friday is the no calculator part of the test. So I have a worksheet for you today, just one-sided, but I also have a homework quiz for you today. Of course. I did post on the class. Okay, well I posted 2 because I was like, well I can post just the Windows Media file and the YouTube link, so I just went so this is gonna go back. We haven't had a homework quiz in a while. So I have this. I have one from 3-4, 3-5, and then from 3-6 both days, and then one at the bottom. To do that. 3-4, 3-5, 3-6. I don't. Leave it. Yes. Leave it. So, isn't it your responsibility when you get blood to make sure you get the homework? Right? Like, you're still responsible for getting it work. Like, you were here all day and you could have came and said, hey, I need my homework. Are you going to check out the Google Classroom? Right? Right. But, no. You can wait. That, I can't. The video is up, like the notes are up.